Can you guys hear me now? Ah. Go lay down. Oh, you guys can hear me? Were you kidding? Can you guys hear me now? I don't know if you guys are kidding or not. Let me know if you can hear audio. Oh man. That was funny, guys. A little bit of a panic. I had a panic. So were you just kidding with me there, family plan? Or did we not have audio in the beginning? I've been messing around with the settings, doing some other stuff, and I remember thinking, don't screw this up because you're going to lose your audio during the stream or there's not going to be audio. And so I was a little concerned. Coming in now loud and clear. Okay, good. Natal won't be any singing, okay? I do not have. There's many things that I do have and many things that I don't have, and a singing voice is one of those things I don't have, guys. Anyways, okay, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. I see a bunch of names. The usual crew is in. That's always good. Thank you, guys and girls. I'm just going back on chat over here to see if I missed anything. Hey, Anthony Z. Good evening to you. Family Plans here. Jim's here. Kevin's in here. Who did I miss? See you guys talking about no audio there. Loud and clear. Okay, finally I'm back in. Working on it. Yada, yada. Okay, we got you. Okay, guys, I think we're where we need to be. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And a little bit of a mad rush to get the stream up and running today. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on, and then what else happened? I was feeling hungry. Yeah, Ranger, you can get up. Why? I was feeling hungry and decided at the last minute to boil 5 eggs. So I was busy ramming the eggs down my gullet. You know, a minute away from the stream starting. So, and I got my coffee made, guys. Freshly pressed. I had to speed press this while I was shoving boiled eggs down my mouth. So, good times. Now, Jim, old man on the mountain moment. Got to move away from the old man stuff, guys. Yeah, you're gonna give me a complex, and I'm gonna have to run out and buy some hair dye. You know? Okay, so today's video is about 37 minutes long, and let's just say I think maybe the last 7 minutes of it so is me walking through the woods, talking about stuff that's in my head. And I just want to let you know that yesterday I was sick when I did the little woodsy walk, talking about things that I was pondering at the time, and I wasn't feeling that well. So I decided just to include the video that I took during that walk. It's you guys will see it. So hopefully I don't bore you too much in the last 7 or 10 minutes of the video. Um, Old man ranting on a mountain, something like that. Um, okay, so audio is good. Ranger is now up here. Unfortunately, I got my coffee. Who was talking about? Kevin was. I see Anthony talking about some weird weather changes. Pennsylvania went from 28 to almost 70 degrees. Well, Anthony, we've had some really strange weather here too. Yesterday, the ground was fairly brown, very little snow, and I woke up this morning to a winter wonderland. And I did take some photos for you guys of what it looked like this morning, and I'll show you those photos at the end of the video so you can see the contrast of what happened in just an overnight. You know, literally going from brown, muddy ground to, at least for me, almost 8 inches of snow overnight. So, and the weather temps have been crazy too. It's just been everything, guys. Snow, rain, freeze, rain, snow, freezing to mid 30s. Right now, the temperature is 38. Last night, at some point in the early hours of the morning, it was in the upper 20s. So it's all over the show. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, family plan. You got it. Sun, snow, sun. I can't see what that is. Looks like a whirlwind. Yeah, we're all over the show, guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to spring. I think, I've got to go through this whole muddy action up here before we really get into spring. I did pull out some rain barrels and got those set up. And that evening we had a bit of a freeze, but I hadn't caught much water in the barrel, so no big deal. You guys will see a lot of that in the video. What else is going on? Anybody got some interesting stories or facts? Yeah, I've said this for the last week or 2 weeks now. I need to get into getting seeds into trays. Family plan, what are you guys? You started your seeding yet? You got any seeds in dirt anywhere? I've got to start thinking about greenhouse here coming up. Thinking about some food production and fresh vegetables. Been kind of lean over winter. Anthony Z, any building plans for the spring? Where is the chat, by the way? Come on, guys. Bye. That's not what we wanted.
Jim Emerson tipped $20 through Super Chat. Been super busy. Have not been able to watch lately. Let's get this off to a bang. Cheers for St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you,
Smile.
Sir. Kind of you. It's been a while since I've seen a dono chat come through. Thanks. It works. Not yet, family plan. Gotcha. Let's celebrate their 5th super chat on a live stream. Nice. Jim, much appreciated, sir. Grass seeds around the property. Wow, already? Nice. Well, I guess now is the time to get your grass seed out, at least in this region. Yeah. So I was trying to fix chat there, guys. A little easier for me to see it on the screen when I move it over here. What is going on? So, sorry, guys. There we go. Right. That doesn't look like I'm staring at my curtain. My homemade blackout curtain. Okay. Tomahawk, power is back up here. Yay. Hello, Off-Grid Warrior and everybody. Tomahawk 1775, welcome, sir. Thank you for swinging in, man. I appreciate it. I will be getting to town hopefully this week. All right, chat is on. Awesome. Okay, guys. A little bit of a strange weather for everyone. I noticed while I was editing my video that my self haircut is not very good. I noticed some big chunks missing out of the back of my neck here, and it's not very even. But fortunately, I'm not trying to impress any ladies up here in the mountain, guys. So I think we'll just leave it as is, or not. I don't know. I think if it looks good enough on stream, it's you know, good enough for me. Okay, well, guys, what I'm gonna do for those, if there's any lurkers on the sidelines here, any new people to my streams, the live streams, what I typically do here is show a little bit of video of my week or 2 weeks. Just, you know, the type of things that I get up to up on the mountain here, living off grid with, you know, very minimal inputs. Does that sound right? With minimal inputs, yeah. With very little, living up on the mountain. And what I'll do is share some of that video during the stream. And if you have any comments or anything you want to say about the video, you know, feel free to drop it in the chat as the video plays. I do watch chat, so feel free to ask questions or just tell me, you know, how ridiculous I am. That's fine, as long as it's constructive, guys. I really don't mind what you say. Because the crowd here likes to keep things clean, which is good, and I appreciate that. So let's hopefully I loaded the video up, guys and gals. Let me see. We'll get things rolling here. Stream video. Okay, guys, thanks for popping in. Let's watch this. And let me know if chat's audio's working, guys. Hopefully you hear the audio on the video. Let me know. Well, greetings, salutations, guys and girls. It's the Off-Grid Warrior and Ranger. Very excited to be getting out of the fenced area. And as you can see, yeah, a little bit of white stuff on the ground. Just yesterday, it was majority brown on the ground. And sometime early this morning, we had some snow. So things are looking different. I don't think it'll be white for too long. Looks like we may have a sunny-ish day. So, right, today we've got to get down the mountain. We've got to get some containers down the mountain, empty gas cans, empty water cans. We've got to bring some water up. We're going to bring some water up for the chickens. And for Ranger, yes, we're going to be leaving shortly, buddy. He gets terribly excited when we go on our little adventures. Anyways, we've got to do some chores. We've got to start thinking about the water tanks. The ground might be a little too frozen for me. I need to do a little bit of light digging with a shovel. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we've got to get some movement going today. I can see the little bushes I have around here are starting to show buds. So, yeah. despite all the whiteness, things have been warming up. It's about 31 degrees right now, believe it or not. Anyways, I'm sure it'll warm up. Let's get the day rolling. Right, Ranger? Okay, everybody, just relax. Ready? Ready to do this? Okay. Yo! And he's off. Well, let's hope the old quad behind me over here starts up. Come on. You can do this. Oh, that's good. Let's hope she keeps running now. The sun is peeking out. I can feel some warmth. Hang on. I can feel some warmth. Oh, it feels so good. Something tells me I probably shouldn't be doing this, but hey, I mean, what could go wrong, right? Well, finally, I have proof of a black cat I've been talking about for months. There it is. And Ranger's pretty excited. Let me tell you, this cat I've seen around for months. I think the first time I saw it was spring last year. And I've seen it 8 miles, further up the mountain. It's definitely a hardy kitty. And I'm surprised it's out here right now, wandering the mountains. Yeah, it manages to stay alive. It's not your ordinary cat right there. Domestic cat. Oh, I don't know how domestic it is, but looks like it might be thinking of an escape. Yep, and the fun starts. Ranger! And the next tree. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, how that cat actually survives through winter up here and what it does this far from anyone, I don't know. But I suspect this is the critter that I've been hearing on the roof, on the coop roof. So I'm a little concerned right now because the chickens are not in the actual coop. They're in the outdoor run, which this little cat here would have no problem getting in. And I also have no doubt that that cat will take apart some chickens. So I think what we're going to do is go and secure the chickens, get them behind a locked door, and do this all over again. I suspect that that cat coming out of winter could be a little hungry. So okay, sorry ladies, I got good news and bad news. Bad news is there's a kitty that probably wants to eat you, and the good news is I'm gonna give you some mealworms so you ladies can entertain yourselves in here. I won't feel so bad locking them up on such a nice day. Here's some mealworms. Get your mealworms. Get your mealworms. That's the second feeding for the day. No eggs just yet. Okay. Right, ladies. Sorry I gotta do this for your own safety. Oh, we're gonna fix a door here. It's on the list, guys. Kitty won't get in there, but Kitty will get in this, no problem. So, okay. Where were we? Back to our travels. Come on, buddy. What are you folks up to today? Ah, the sun. I feel the sun, it feels so good. Ah, nice. Whoa. Choose the right gear. Oh, we just made it. I think we're done with the hauling for the day. Home sweet home, and we've got one or two chores we need to do up here. Let's get her done. Ah, we made it. The thaw is real. Oh, hens are not happy. They've been locked up. Beautiful sunny day and they had to get locked up. Okay, let's get this done. Oh boy, ladies are super angry. Sorry girls, I know it was for your own safety, I promise. You dropped any eggs for me, ladies? And we just cleaned up this place, it's looking filthy. Hey, oh yeah, nice warm egg. Got anything in there for me? Nada. One egg, ladies. Come on. There's 5 of you. I need more. Work. Why do you think I'm feeding you? For fun? Well, maybe a little bit. Okay, you got your freedom now. Ranger and I need to get some work done. Oh, good job, buddy. You found your squirrel. Nice. Well, folks, as you can see, we've had some, water issues. One of the little quick trenches I had to dig to divert water away from the cabin, or was kind of pooling in this area here. Something I'm going to have to resolve here, coming up in spring. But, we're getting to that point now in the season where I think it's safe to say maybe not much more snow. And, also, hopefully, fingers crossed, the freezing temperatures are, leaving us. Of course, it could still happen. We could still have snow and things could still freeze. But at the moment, I'm dealing with this thawing and we are starting to get some rain. And it's always a tough time of the year because I don't want to start collecting water and then have it freeze in barrels. So I think we're at that point now where we can perhaps pull out a barrel, at least on this gutter, and get it underneath there and get it catching water. You can see I have some metal on the ground here. No, this isn't garbage. It's actually part of a very high-tech water system, folks, that catches the drips from from the gutter and moves it away. Ranger, buddy, you just found your squirrel and you're killing it. Oh man, look at it. You're pulling all its stuffing out, mate. We're going to have this laying all over the place now. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, moving water away from the cabin as opposed to underneath it. And, yeah, just getting ready for the season here because, folks, I'm really looking forward to those beautiful spring, summer days where I can just shower outdoors and have... it's like magic. Water comes out of a hose and just kind of sprinkles onto my body. It's an amazing thing. It's pretty high tech. But one has to have water for that. So let's get to it. Okay, I believe the water barrel I'm looking for should be in here. Aha, there it is. And we're going to have to get it out of here. So let's do that. Oh, I can feel the warm showers right now. Ranger, come on, buds. These barrels are great. I believe these barrels at some point may have had some olive oil, some kind of pressed oil, and the nice thing about them is they do make a very easy way to catch water. Nice big wide spout, because obviously when the water comes off there, sometimes it can move. You know, if it's flowing fast, it'll, you know, be 3 inches that way. If it's really raining, it'll come off that way, and if it's just drizzling, sometimes the water runs back and drips from here. So it's nice having a large-ish mouth on this barrel. And this is just mesh from, you know, a window screen mesh, and that's how we do it. Pretty simple. By we, I mean me, the chickens, and Ranger. You know, the quail don't really count anymore. Got some fairly clean water in here, so I'm going to use the water that's in here to do a little wash in this barrel. Okay, that'll work. I like it. So, that barrel starts to fill up, put a hose in it, siphon. That's not me smoking, that's me siphoning. And I siphon it using a short hose into this barrel. When both of them are full, well, I never let them both get full because I'm using these for shower water and in the garden if need be, in the greenhouse. So yeah, I think this will work. It's not going anywhere once it gets some weight in it. I've got some room to move this if need be, back and forth depending on where that water settles. Nice. I like to keep it simple up here. Yes, and I'm sure some of you are saying, "Whoa, Off-Grid Warrior, why don't you go and get this or do that or use this or use that?" Most of those ideas cost money, and I like to not spend money, primarily because I don't have any. So we just make do with what we've got, and it works. Right, Ranger? And these two barrels will live here, keeping them away from the greenhouse for now because I need to replace the plastic on that, but they will end up being right here and will handle overflow from the large black tote tank on the back of the cabin. Now, if I could just have another tote tank on the back side of the chicken coop, and we'll be styling, gents. That would be a great addition. Ew. Big ice block in there and some growth. I think what I need to do is get some bleach or Clorox in there and try and swish it around a little bit and then drain this tank before we go full throttle on catching water in here. See, there's some bird of prey action going on there. You guys can't see it, but a couple hawks back there doing something. Usually when you see a group of birds hovering about up here and gathering over one spot, quite often indicates some type of kill is on the ground. Oh yeah, I think that's for tanks right now. We've got some chores to do elsewhere, and yeah, I think we'll attack the coop tomorrow. It's about 5 p.m. right now, so yeah. Well, greetings and salutations, guys and girls. It's Ranger, somewhere down there, and me, the off-grid warrior. And as you can see, we are cruising around the hood, or the woods, today. I woke up this morning with the full intention of getting a bunch of stuff done, and well, noticed very quickly that once I stood up and started moving about, that I was not feeling that well. I have some mild nausea and feeling a little dizzy, almost like a food poisoning, a mild food poisoning, even though I haven't had any changes to my diet, so not quite sure what's going on, but probably just some bug, something. It's not severe or anything, but enough to, for me not to get much done today. But I had to let Ranger out, and I thought it would be a good idea to get out and just get some fresh air. And it is. It's nice. We've been out here for about 10 minutes. And I was pondering whether I should film anything. I'm short on video footage for the stream. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be streaming, and I thought, well, maybe something interesting will happen out there. Today, I wanted to get some work done in the chicken coop with trenching the coop out and some other things, and I was going to film that. But the other thing that happened this morning is I woke up and there was snow on the ground. Everything was white. Over the evening, we'd had some snowfall, not a lot, but enough to, turn everything white again. And it was fairly cold last night too. I saw 27 degrees, and then of course this morning after waking up I noticed the temperature move up to the mid-30s, and then we started getting rain. And let's just say the rain was consistent for a couple of hours, long enough to make all the snow on the ground disappear. There wasn't a lot of snow. It was just a film of white snow, but that all disappeared quickly, and of course the temperature's on the mid-30s now, so yeah. So many changes in 24 hours. But yeah, it's good to get out, and I don't get sick very often, guys. Very seldom, I can go for years without being sick, and then, I find when I do get sick, it's usually significant. I don't think this is a big issue, but we'll see. I'm still walking, so that's good. Anyways, I spent a bit of this morning, I spent most of the day in bed, and I had the batteries on and the internet on, so I consumed some stuff online. It got me thinking. You know, the first couple of years that I was up here, where is Ranger? Hey! Got to keep our Ranger on a short leash. Hey, Ranger! Hey! Sorry guys, I don't know if that's loud. Needs to be loud for Ranger. Hey! Hey! I'm going to pause this video till I get a handle on where Ranger is. Okay, well after about 5 minutes of whistling and shouting, here he comes. Buddy, come on man. You tired? You just run like 5 miles probably. Oh my goodness. Where was I? Yes, I spent a good chunk of the day laying in bed and consuming internet, media and memes. And I'll tell you what folks, man, is there a lot of degenerate garbage out there. And you know, by degenerate I mean I'll admit my idea of degeneracy is pretty broad. It's not confined to nakedness, let's say. There's other forms of degeneracy, but you know, as a fun little test, folks, try and go to YouTube as an anonymous person. Don't log in. You know, have your browser history cleared, no cookies or anything like that, no tracking, and take a look at what's suggested on that initial page, what appears. And you'll find that 90% of it is, I think, focused or targeted towards your absolute Neanderthal. That should give you a sense of where society is. Now, I'm not making any claims that I'm some kind of, you know, wise person. I have my faults too, but if you want a sense of society and where it's at, just consume mainstream media without the tracking, and I'll let you know where we're at. The first couple of years I was up here, there was no internet. There's no cell service up here either. Come here. Stay with me. Oh, what do we have there? Is that... Never know what you may find out here, folks. Ah. Nice. Oh, that's a good one, buddy. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Nice. I like that, guys. That might be the thumbnail. I think we're going to hang on to that. Good find, buddy. Nice. Good boy. I know you want that now. Oh. You can play with it later, bud. We got to have fresh. I don't think it's too old. I mean, it's been around for a while, but I've got them before where they've clearly been around. The skull's been around for multiple years. This is a fresh-ish one. I lost my train of thought. Between the nausea and dizziness and consuming retarded Yeah, I said it. You know, retarded is an actual word, folks. Don't get upset when I use it. After consuming some retarded mainstream news, I might be feeling a little delusional now, so pardon me, folks. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty scary with what's out there, what's taking place, and what's being consumed, and what's being pushed. More importantly, what's being pushed. I mean, you almost, it's like going to battle when you fire up the internet. You have to, it's like eating food, folks. You have to be really careful with what you put into your body. Of course, in this case, what you put into your mind. You need to be selective. And of course, it can be difficult to spot what's good and bad, especially when it's, pushed your way, whether you like it or not. I'll give you an example. Just standing out in the grocery aisle, waiting to pay for my groceries, quite often you'll find magazine racks right next to the checkout, strategically located. And whether I want to or not, I get to find out what's happening in, mainstream entertainment just by, glancing at the magazines. Again, 99.9% of it, absolute garbage, whether I want to know about it or not. So, the battle with modern technology is, staying focused, staying in the right places. Ranger! Hey! Come here! Come! Hey! Oh, buddy. My least favorite thing to do is walk a dog around in the woods on a leash. I refuse. Anyways. There he is. Okay, well, I don't want to bore you folks too much with the ramblings. But yeah, I was somewhat short of footage. I'd planned on filming stuff, getting these chores done today, but my current status just is not up for, digging or anything. It's barely up for walking, but I needed some fresh air, and, well, Ranger needed to be run. Ranger, come on, buddy. Let's go. Come on, buddy. At least we had a little find. Nice one, too. A deer. Some of you that may not know that. That is a deer. I would say, a young adult. It's not an old deer. Not a baby, obviously, but a young adult. So, I think I'd started to touch on, forgive me, maybe I'll discover this in editing, but, the first couple years up here without internet, I think I had a little more peace. I'm not blaming the internet completely, but sometimes, I'm going to say it, not knowing is bliss. Yep. I mean, it's just some stuff I don't need to know. And granted, I am an inquisitive person. I do like to learn. But the way things are right now, and the way things are just pushed to you, whether you want to or not, is a constant challenge. Oh yeah. Feeling a little dizzy right now. I'm just gonna pause here for a sec and the head down. Anyways, it's probably a better view than looking at me right now. Give me a chance to wipe my face, pull my beard. Better. Oh, buddy, you're having a time of your life, aren't you? Huh? It's like, I found it. It's mine. Oh, buddy. Yep. Okay. We'll put it. We'll add it to the collection. Yep. Bud, if I give this to you, you're going to take it somewhere, and then we won't have it to play with later. Anyways, oh, what do we have there on the tree? You guys probably can't see it. A woodpecker. Probably too small for you guys to see. Let's see if we can. I need to polish up on my bird species. That and mushrooms. We're gonna have mushrooms coming in here soon, and morel season I'm looking forward to this year. Got a new mushroom book, which I need to look at here coming up. Oh well, guys, I think before I rant on about nothing anymore, we might just leave it here. I'm feeling like I need to get back into bed right now, and I just thought we'll try something new here, bring you guys out on a little woodsy walk, and have a little more footage for the stream tomorrow. On that note, I think Ranger and I are punching out. Okay, guys, take it easy. Cheers. Are we going somewhere? Yeah. Had all kinds of weather today. I don't know. I don't know what to expect anymore. I can feel it starting to chill down again. So, you know, freezing temperatures last night, snow, and then warming, and then rain, melting, and now it's freezing again and more snow. So right now I'm just fired up the generator, so we can think about editing some video for tomorrow's stream. And yeah, sorry Ranger, we're not going anywhere. Poor guy. So we've got that's the last bit of the gasoline that I have, guys. So we're gonna get this editing done, and hopefully well, we'll have enough fuel for the stream tomorrow. So anyways, let's get her done. Later. You guys hear me now? Is the audio now? Yes, audio now. That's so strange. I'm going to do a little test here, guys. It's low. Mr. Gas, low. Is there any echo on the audio? Yeah, I don't know. Obviously I messed something up with the settings here. I don't know why we went to no audio again. No echo. Okay, good. Thank you. Boomer Tech. Yeah, like I said, when I was messing around with audio, I was thinking, you're going to screw something up here for the stream. Don't do it. Last week, some of you may have seen, I've been playing around with an option to live stream on my website. I do have a website I've had for many years. I'm trying to keep it up, but I thought I would experiment with trying to stream from the website and having my own chat so we can be a little bit broader with what we discuss and how we discuss, you know, and not be locked into the rules of the internet. So in doing that, trying to set up that stream, I was playing with stream settings here in my software, and I've obviously screwed something up. But yeah, the last stream I did, as some of you guys may have noticed, I did a new intro in the beginning, and I used new audio. And the audio tracks that I used for the intro were provided to me by YouTube. They have a library that creators can use of copyright-free music. And so I'd used their copyright-free music in that intro music. And lo and behold, after a day of this stream being up, I received an email from YouTube saying that I had some kind of copyright infringement strike against me. You know, it was music that YouTube had okayed as being copyright free. And so, you know, it's not like I'm a big timer on YouTube, but I would like to, you know, perhaps discuss some broader topics and subjects and not worry about censorship or, you know, being labeled as something. Anyway, it's just a little experiment I'm conducting. A couple of you guys helped me test the stream, so thank you for that. I'm still gonna, you know, try and put something together that way. It takes a bit of time. Anyways, yeah, guys, thanks for the chat here. It's been good. Did I miss anything of note? We're back with the audio. Good now. Might have to send a computer geek up there to straighten you out. Sir, I am the only computer geek up here. I'm very selective with who comes up here. Volume is very low, Tomahawk. Okay. I'm not sure. Let me check here. All my volumes, Tomahawk on my side, all my volume looks like it's up. That's strange. Is anybody else having a problem with low audio or low volume? Let me know. Yeah, so the 10-minute walk and me offload what's on my mind is hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much. But yeah, wasn't feeling that great, and this is just yesterday. Now, I'm still a little underneath the weather today. After drinking that coffee, I feel a little queasy. But I'm definitely on the mend. I'm on the mend. Mr. Ardy Ford, yes, it is a little low. Same low volume, but I can hear. That's strange, guys. I obviously messed the settings up. Let me get the mic closer. How about that? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Same low volume, but in here seems a little low, but we just turned up the volume on our side 100%. Okay. Well, I brought the mic a little bit closer now. Hopefully things are better. I mean, all my audio settings software settings are set to where they normally are. But as we just found out, that doesn't mean anything. Mr. Gas better. Yeah. Whispering Vine Studio, low volume. I have turned all the way up. That's so strange, guys. You can still hear me though. I'm looking at the peak levels on those levels as I talk as well. I guess that means nothing too, we've just discovered. So, man, did I really screw something up with my audio or what? Anyways, guys, I'm right up on the mic over here. So, I'll have to play with these settings and figure out a way to test it when I'm not on stream. So, I apologize, folks, if there's some weird audio. Okay. Well, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, still feeling a little queasy, especially after that coffee, but I think we're on the up and up in general. Rub your belly and pat your head. That may help. I think I'm going to go sit in a coop with my chickens, guys, and feel sorry for myself. Maybe somebody will make me, one of the chickens will make me some chicken noodle soup. Make me feel better. I feel like my face is right in the camera now that I've got closer to the mic. Hang on. Let's get wild and crazy. How about this? How about a mic right in front of my face instead of a camera in front of my face? And we'll shed some light on the situation as well, guys. How about if we do that? Oh, there we go. A little bit better. Getting darker here. Mr. Ardyford, a wood-fired hot tub. Well, you know, the wood-fired hot tub is something I've thought about for many, many years. And for some reason, it's never happened. But a wood-fired hot tub would be nice. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. All these little projects and desires that I've wanted will come together. I do see myself, Mr. Ardyford, just perhaps a little hot tub behind the cabin here, elevated with a beautiful view, and I can just sit in there and enjoy a nice winter, you know, snow surrounding me, maybe snow even coming down, and maybe I'll put a little gazebo or tiki roof over the hot tub, and I could just sit there and survey the landscape from the warmth of the hot tub. That would be nice. No doubt Ranger will be there trying to get in, or not. Hopefully not. Maybe I'll still have chickens at that point, and I could, you know, they can come hang out with me too in the hot tub. Or ducks. Ducks would be great for the hot tub. Sauna, yeah. I think the sauna may happen before the hot tub. Something like a sweat lodge. That shouldn't be too difficult to set up. I've pondered that for a couple years now. Couple winters. Something I need to set up before winter. Maybe we'll do the sweat lodge. I'll do a bit of research on that and do it. Well, it won't be a lodge, but a sweat tent, a sweat teepee of some sort for this upcoming winter. I'll do a little trip to Eastern Washington and go pick up some sage, so I can you know, burn the sage. Steam the sage as I sit in my little sauna. That would be nice. Or what is it the Russians have? A banya. A banya would be nice. Maybe you can use your smokehouse as a sweat locker. You know, family plan, I appreciate your foresight. You know, you're always pointing out these obvious things that I just didn't think about. Thank you, sir. Maybe I could sit in my smokehouse and get smoked. Yes. Maybe I can have some meat hanging up in the smokehouse as I sweat inside of there. I like that. The potentials, guys. The wonderful things you can do with a little bit of freedom and sweat equity. I think somebody asked me early on if I was planning on building anything, any building projects this year. Who was that? Sorry, I don't think I got to your question. Who was that? All this text. Do I have any plans to build? I think that's what I saw. Not really. I mean, there's some things I'd like to do the cabin. I'd really like to finish off with some kind of siding on the cabin. The OSB board that you see that makes up the exterior walls of the cabin has been up now for 3 years, and it's starting to show wear and tear. Obviously, it it should have been covered a couple years ago, but yeah, I need to figure out some kind of siding for the cabin. Long story short, I don't know how long I can push this exposed OSB on the exterior until I start having problems. I already have some problems on the roof because the first year, was it 2 years up here? First year, first seasons, my roof just had a tarp over it. So I had the wood down, and then I covered it with a tarp for the first winter season, and it was like that through the following spring season, so it did see rain. So the one roof is showing some signs of water damage on the exterior and around the edges. And of course, like I said, I need to figure out the siding sooner rather than later. So I'd like something to happen there. There's no real new buildings. Perhaps maybe extend the greenhouse. But it's all about finances for me, guys. I'd love to go out and just buy some kind of cheap siding or something. I'm not a fan of any synthetic or plastic products or fake siding, so that's problematic. Yeah, but yeah, the sides of this cabin need to be covered with something sooner rather than later. It's all about finances. Metal may be an option. Yeah, something needs to happen. I don't know if I've got another season or two. I could probably get through another couple seasons without any siding, but it's not going to be good. I'll probably be doing some repair work at that case. Okay, would paint help the OSB? So you guys can't see this, but I do have a clear type of sealant paint on the exterior of the OSB, but a paint would help, but it's a short-term solution. It's just not going to last very long, even with paint on it. You might get an extra couple years with paint on your OSB, but OSB is just not meant to be facing the elements, temperature changes, dampness, moisture. It needs to have it needs to have paper on the side and then some kind of siding. So we got to figure something out there. And guys, I'm going to put a link in chat. It's a link if you care to support me in any way up here. I'm dropping the link in now. If you can. This month's a little tight with gasoline. I think after tonight I'll be running out of gasoline for the generator. So, and I haven't been into town for some time and been able to get any supplies. So I don't know if anybody's up for it and can help out. Check that link out there, and you guys will be helping me out if you use that link. Thank you. So siding. That's the only thing I'd really like to get done. Hang on, guys. I've got to let Ranger out. Oh, yeah. So I forgot what I was going to do is share some pictures with you. I just took a couple pictures this morning of what it looked like outside. So you saw what yesterday looked like, right? With my little ranty walk, it was fairly brown outdoors. And today, if I can pull up these images, I think I loaded them. There we go. This is what it looked like this morning when I woke up. So just overnight, we had a good dumping. Ranger wondering if we're going to go for a run or not. Little panorama shot there, stitched together with the phone. But yeah, that roof was bone dry yesterday. No snow on it, and well, you can see I have about 8 inches on there. So, of course, it's pretty mushy right now. The snow has stopped, and with these temperatures, it's going to be mushy and probably thaw fairly fast, unless the temperatures drop tonight, and you know, or we get more snow. Hopefully you guys caught those images. Oh, look at the little buddy. Great shot right there. Yeah, Mr. Artie Ford, I do have the camp trailer. It's parked at the bottom of the mountain that I'm on. It's been living down there for the last few years. It's somewhat of a storage unit right now. But the camp trailer for me, the stealth trailer, is kind of a plan B for me. So it's in a quasi ready state. If I need a boogie, I can boogie. The only problem is I don't have a working vehicle. So who am I kidding, right? I forgot to. Yeah, guys, I forgot about the not having any working vehicles. I think I may just try and develop a lifestyle with no vehicles. We'll see how that reality works, and if it works at all, and for how long. There's just I don't. There's zero funds. There's zero funds to take care of things like groceries and gas. So I've given up even thinking about the fixing the vehicles. It's just some kind of miracle needs to happen. Anyways, I hear rangers outside barking again. Hang on. Are you bringing your muddy feet in here, bud? Say hello. Say hello to the camera. There, yeah. Say hi. There's Mr. Ranger. Yeah, buddy. These muddy feet and all. Thanks, bud. All right. Okay, what did I miss with chat? Anything? No. Just sit down or lay down. Good boy. So rude, I know, guys. I apologize for the dog on the stream. It's totally unacceptable, I know. Okay, yeah, you guys saw the images. You can see the change I had overnight. Mr. Gas, gonna send you a little to help out. Thank you, Mr. Gas. I appreciate it. Every little bit, guys. If you can help out, be great. Thank you. Kevin, catch couple wild horses, take them. I don't know if we have wild horses anymore around this area. I do have somebody with horses nearby, but I don't think I'll be catching their horses. Yeah, you know, the problem with even horses, they need to be fed, and I can barely feed the chickens and quail, guys. I think I may have mentioned last stream, but the quails, as soon as the weather I know is going to stay warmish or coolish, and the snow disappears, I'm going to set the quail free. Hopefully nobody gets upset with me, but I just feeding the chickens is a little more important than feeding the quails, because the quails haven't been producing for me beyond the 8 eggs I got from my quail. 6 or 8 eggs, somewhere around there. They've done little to nothing for me. So the quail have to move on. So yeah, we'll cut down feed costs. I know it may sound minimal or silly to some of you, but you know, quail food is kind of expensive, and if the quail aren't giving me eggs, and these aren't meat quail, and I can't incubate them, it's pointless me keeping quail. It's a fun experiment, but as some of you know by now, I think the experiment is over. We'll set them free, and maybe we'll give them a little ceremony, and you know, and they'll be gone. Ranger, buddy, please stop. No. He wants attention. Okay. Mr. Artiford, Dad hit me. Yeah. Right now he's busy pawing me around the hip line, sticking his nose in my hip. So what do we got for chat here, Jim? I think on going no vehicles sometimes myself. Of course, I'm only 14 miles from town. Yeah, I mean, I kind of joke about no vehicles. You know, I just after the struggle through winter and spending the little money that did come in trying to buy parts, and then the parts didn't work that I got. I just maybe, you know, clearly I'm trying to ignore the problem. Not having a vehicle is a problem. I mean, it is, and I've chosen to ignore it for now. But until there's funds, there's nothing I can do. It's that simple. So I'm voluntarily choosing to ignore the issue for now. And you know, there's only so many lifts I can try and get from people. There's very few people that live out here, you know, and I don't want to be a burden to anyone. The objective here is to be as self-sufficient and as independent as possible. So, you know, and I'm not really one who likes asking folks for favors. It's just not, it's not part of me. I mean, just shilling for, you know, putting the link in chat. I always feel guilty and, you know, uncomfortable doing it, but, you know, it's the only option I have now to get some sort of, and when I say income, I'm talking about just money for groceries and gas, guys. But anyways, I'll only continue on that topic for too long. You know, I think there was a time maybe at the beginning of this adventure and journey where I imagined a time with no material input, you know. The dream of trying to get to a state of not requiring money, I don't know, I don't know if that's a reality in North America. I mean, it's kind of a weighty, it's an interesting topic. I don't know if one can. Well, clearly there are people that you know, live on handouts, whether it be government handouts or assistance or programs and so on. That's not what I'm trying to do here, and it's not anything I want to do. I've never, even though I'm entitled to you know, to apply for some programs for, you know, assistance with food and so on, I just refuse to. It's not an option. Ranger, stop. No, it's not an option for me. It never will be. I mean, I'll start eating critters and drinking river water before I receive a handout from any government, even though I'm entitled to it and have paid for it for many years. It's just not part of my DNA, guys. So just getting back into it, it's not part of my DNA to ask for too many favors and that. But Hopefully I'm making sense right now, not carrying on too much. Hitch a hike into town to get your card tomorrow. It will help you. Gotcha, Tomahawk. Yeah, I'll be. I do have. I think I have a ride set up for this week. Hopefully it materializes. I'll know in a day or two when and if it's happening. Are you going to add to the garden? Yeah, Mr. Ardiford. Besides things like siding, that would be the ideal project to complete this year. It's possible that I may add another 4 foot onto the greenhouse and rearrange it, orientate it slightly differently. Getting a little more space in that greenhouse would be good, and I'm kind of motivated to potentially get that extra 4 foot. When I say 4 foot, it's essentially I'm going to add another hog panel, the bend another hog panel to get that four extra feet. I do have the extra panels, so and I do have some plastic. So I discovered I do have some plastic in my storage area. I thought I'd have to go and buy some, but I think I have enough for to rewrap the greenhouse. So that's going to be the next project coming up here. As soon as the ground, as soon as we get the sogginess, muddiness out of the scene, got to do that. Also, I've got to get some guttering on the chicken coop. Some of you may know the chicken coop is a fairly new addition to the shack, the mountain shack. And when I completed the chicken coop, I didn't get any guttering or water catchment systems in place to get water off the coop roof. You can see that chicken coop roof that I have is fairly large. I could essentially double my water catching up here if I can get a container catching water off the chicken coop. I'd like another tote. The black tote, guys, that I have at the back of the cabin catching water off the roof. If I could get another tote like that, that would be perfect. And I'd get that behind the chicken coop and catching water. But, I think that tote costs about $260, $270, and there's just zero money for that now. But that would be money well worth spent being able to catch more water in another container. So yeah, I think I just outlined what I need to get done here: greenhouse, coop, tank, depending on funds, and then siding. But siding's just one of those things. If I could maybe find somebody who's throwing away old roof metal. Perhaps I could drag roof metal up here. I'm thinking free, guys. It's like, what can I get for free? Maybe go look at the local town junkyard. Maybe I can find some panels, somebody who's giving away old roof panels. That's my strategy, somewhat, and haul them up here. But again, without a vehicle, we're back to the vehicle thing. It's going to be problematic getting any of this stuff. So. It's going to be interesting to see going ahead here how things pan out. I don't know, guys. I do. There's certain things I just hand off to a higher power and hope for the best. I'm going to turn up some lights on the camera here. Shed some more lights on the situation. We'll turn up the ISO here. There we go. Not too much. I'll start to look all grainy. There's certain things I just hand off to a higher power, and if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If I can find some work, it'll happen. I can't fret too much about these things. I think in my younger years, there was a time where I spent a lot of time obsessing about things like money, not because I didn't have finances. I was fortunate for most of my adulthood to earn a lot of money. Of course, there were times I spent a lot of money. Well, I spent most of my adulthood wasting a lot of money. But even though I was making money, I was always focused on making more, and the obsession or focus on making money is just not a big driving force for me. I don't like to obsess about it. Those days are over. Okay, wow, I'm ignoring chat here. What have we got here? Did I miss anything good? It's in my DNA to help those in need. Hey, Tomahawk, man. You have helped out, sir, and I do appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Jim, have you planted potatoes there? Well, Jim, no, I haven't, but I do have some potatoes that are specifically kept. Hopefully, they go to seed. I've got them outside right now, and I'm waiting for them to, pop a little seed out. A little, I forget what it's called, guys. Clearly, I'm not your greatest gardener, but they do kind of go to seed when they start to rot, or you got to catch them just before that, and you can replant them. So I have some outside that I'm hoping to do that with. Again, depending on funds and all that, when I get to town, I want to go check out the local store that sells seed, and sometimes they have potato starts and also onion starts. I'm hoping this year I can get some Walla Walla onions. I'm not sure if any of you guys have had Walla Walla onions. I think they originally from, I think there may be a seed that was brought from Europe to Washington at some point, Washington State, and they were then primarily grown in and around the area called Walla Walla in Washington. And they're now called Walla Walla onions. But I think they're originally European onions, maybe from France. But those are great onions, very tasty onions I like to plant. But potatoes is something I would like to get into. The problem there with potatoes for me too is I need more space for that in my greenhouse. You've seen the greenhouse; it's pretty small. And you could say, well, just plant them outside. But I have so many critters out here, guys. The squirrels. If there's any kind of food source or nut or seed in the ground, the squirrels will dig it up. So whatever I grow out here needs to be under lock and key somewhat. So yeah, potatoes definitely like to do that this year. I really need to get stuff in the ground, ASAP. It's going to happen this week, actually, guys. So you may see next stream, next video, there'll probably be some seeding action taking place. Yeah, metal roofing makes for great siding, Tomahawk. Yeah, I think it does. I know it's not very popular here in the States. In Australia, I notice a lot of folks do housing with metal siding. These things obviously depend on the climate and temperature you're in. But I'm kind of leaning into metal siding because people do replace roofs. And I have encountered and found folks in the past throwing away old roofing. And I don't mind a few roofing holes in the metal if I'm using it as siding. So that would work well up here. I just hopefully I can get some dark forest green siding. Because I'd have to paint something if it's white or silver. Painting metal and old metal can sometimes be problematic and an expense in itself. So I don't know. These are princess problems, guys. I recognize that. Money causes stress. Mr. Gas, and I. Did I miss something there? And I. Up. Okay, Jim Emerson. Sorry, I'm going back here. I'm jumping around on chat, guys. I apologize. Are you going to add to the garden? To help. Have you planted potatoes? Good idea. One reason I like your channel, going way back to the log cabin you built, you are an inspiration to many of us. You live in a pretty cool lifestyle. Well, Jim, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Ranger appreciates it too, by the way. What is your deal? I think he's actually hungry too, guys. I haven't fed him today. I know I'm such a bad dad. And I think his water is empty too. I'm sorry, mate. Hang in there. Hang in there. No. Where was I? Yeah, Jim, it's been an interesting ride. I mean, fortunately, there's a lot of my life that's not on YouTube. Thank goodness, man. You don't only know you don't only know everything, but what? Stop. I'm gonna have to deal with the dog somehow, guys. I can't have him pawing my favorite sweater. By the way, this was sent to me by somebody who watches the stream, and I was very grateful. They sent me this in another nice kind of an old British fleeced military jacket. Was very nice, but I can't have Ranger pawing at the wool. Yeah, Jim, it's been an interesting ride, and you know, I've always just wanted to, I started this channel out way before I was even thinking about monetization or even noticing. I've told the story here before, but I had no idea one could even monetize a YouTube channel, and it was never a focus of mine. That's not why I started the channel. It was always like, I'm going to share this with guys, and maybe they find this interesting and want to do something similar. It's always been about maybe getting other folks to think outside the box and at least realizing there's another way to do things. For a lot of folks out there, the option of just coming up with $500,000 and going buying property somewhere is not an option. And there was a time where I did have a fairly large home and a 3-car garage and all the trappings, and I was miserable as hell. The first thing I do every single weekend or break that I had, I'd bomb out of town and disappear into the mountains. But inevitably, I had to come back to my my beautiful home in a private gated community with my 3-car garage, and I'd get back to that, and the stress would just, the stress of getting back to work, making the money so I could pay all these bills would be back. So the only time I ever felt any kind of freedom or sense of being a free man was out in the mountains. And for me, I like being on top of a mountain. There's something about being able to have views and vistas and being at the top of something that for me is very soul satisfying. And those were the only times I was happy, even with a lot of money and all the toys. So when it came to me being in a situation where I started sharing what I was doing, just, out in the woods, initially, and for a long time, it was just about letting other guys know that this is possible, and it's a better way to go about life. Now, as you guys know, there are some struggles to this. I'm going to put a light on, folks, just so we can see. It's looking a little bit dark. Yeah. I'm going to put a light on, guys. Hopefully, I'm not boring you too much. Give me a minute here, all right? And I will be back. Hang on. Feed Ranger as well, guys. So with me, I'm going to get food and water in his bowl. Hungry. Okay, we're back. I know, so unprofessional, guys. We got some light, and I think you should be able to see me now. Ranger's got a full bowl of food and some water. Early on, just as the stream was getting ready to, we're a minute away from going live, I was, like I said, shoving some eggs down my mouth. I boiled 5 eggs thinking I'd give Ranger 1 egg, but I just ate all 5 boiled eggs, rammed them in my mouth, and sat down and started the stream. So I forgot about feeding the doggo. I know I'm terrible. Anyways, what was that, Jim? It was really just about sharing the lifestyle, and perhaps, having some other folks realize that there are other ways to do this, thinking outside the box. I was fortunate with my original property to be able to purchase it, and I got it for a real deal because it was on a hillside. It was north facing. I didn't know at the time, but during winter and even after winter, didn't see much sun. It was a beautiful piece of property, but it had its problems, and that's why not many people were interested in buying it. This is, of course, way before the whole COVID days. COVID kicked off something that really hasn't quite slowed. Well, no, I lie. The property market and the crazed buy in the Pacific Northwest and this region of the country where everybody was fleeing towns was actually before COVID. The whole BLM thing started this mass exodus from states like California and elsewhere, New York. Everybody with money who could was deciding to buy property out here. The property prices skyrocketed, and they've come down a little bit, but it's never got back to the levels of when I first bought my property, where you could literally drive out to the Pacific Northwest and these regions, northern Idaho, Montana. We could come out and find 20, 30, 40 acres for $20,000. You could find beautiful pieces of land for just $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. It was possible. Those same pieces of property now are quadruple. Now I know there's the whole time thing. That was I don't know, what was that, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. Boy, it's been a while. But this region, just as remote as it can be, even those remote pieces of property values skyrocketed because all these folks from these horrible states. Apologies, we're not going to mention any of them. They're all fleeing out here and driving property costs up. It's true. It's true. But so I was lucky when I bought mine. I mean, I guess there may still be steals for property, and if you're in a position to perhaps buy some property or look at property, look at the difficult stuff everybody thinks is too hard to build on, and then think outside the box. That's really what I did. Most people overlooked my property that I bought back in the day because it was on a slope and heavily wooded, and how could you build a house on it? So people overlooked it, but I saw its potential. So that's probably a strategy to employ with looking for property, if you're just an average Joe Schmo like I am. So sorry, Jim, I went off on your little comment there, but that's really all I was trying to achieve is hey guys, you can do this, and it's with very little, and it's possible. But thank you. Yeah. Kevin, agreed, Jim. Same reason I watch. Chris James, good evening, OGW, and all just got home. Hey, Chris, thank you. Good evening to you. Thanks for swinging by, mate. So I've been going off here for a few minutes without reading chat. Jim Emerson, easy? No. Cool, but cool, yes. Well, yeah. That's the other half of what I'm suggesting here with, looking at property that's maybe not as attractive, is do it yourself. Do the build yourself. Guys, I came into this sort of lifestyle not knowing anything about building. So I just figured out, and at that time I wasn't watching YouTube to figure out how to frame or how to build log cabins. I didn't go online for that information. I was fortunate enough to find somebody in the area who knew a little bit about building a log cabin, had built their own, and they took the time to spend a few days with me showing me how to notch a log, how to stack logs, how to scribe. I was taught that as somebody who had zero to no building skills. So it's possible, guys, but yeah, there is the aspect of physical labor and sweat equity. Equity. No, I can't get that out. Ranger's moaning. I'm gonna let him out. Hang on, guys. Okay, we're back. And of course, we'll have to let Ranger back in shortly, no doubt. Okay. Where money causes stress. I mean, yes, it can. It does, even for folks with lots of money. I mean, like I said, there were times when I made a lot of money. I never thought about not having money. It was just, what am I going to buy next week? I had all the toys, but even then, sometimes just the stress of making more money can be a stress. There's no doubt, like as you make more money, you spend more money. Your lifestyle output increases. You get the bigger, better home. You get the extra car, the second extra car, the new car payments. Of course, you can't buy cheap phones. You have to have the best phones. And so you make more, you spend more, and then you just find yourself in a loop of having to come up with more every single month to make everything get covered. So I mean, I was fortunate enough I worked in an industry where I worked with people who were multi-millionaires. I've worked for folks who are on the Ford's top 100, and in a personal way, traveling around the world with these people and seeing their lifestyles. And even though they live lavishly and have everything, there's always a stress of more money, even when you have a lot. So I'm no expert, guys. Just to be clear, I'm no expert. I definitely cannot give any advice on finances and saving money, because I spent most of my adulthood making good money and just making horrible decisions. Primarily selfish decisions around just accruing and having everything. Probably one of the reasons, there's a few factors, but it's one of the reasons why I recoil at the thought of being focused on money, because of how frivolously I spent money back in the day, and was never happy. Okay, back to chat here. I've actually have 3 areas of chat going on here, guys. I need to fine-tune the streaming system here and figure out one place to look. Ideally, I'd like another monitor with large text. Text for old people. Big text I could read and then not be squinting like this. Okay. My great aunt and uncle lived in Walla Walla. Oh yeah. You ever been out there, Tomahawk? It's I won't say high desert, but it's one of those regions in Washington, eastern Washington, that's just dry and flat. Yeah, Washington State's quite interesting. There's a lot of beauty on the coastline and the mountain ranges. We won't get into politics, guys. That's the opposite of beauty in Washington State. But there is a lot of geographic beauty, and the eastern part of the state and the western part of the state are like polar opposites. Walla Walla being very mostly flat and dry and almost desert-like at times. Potato's eye. Okay, gotcha, Mr. Gas. That's what we were talking about. Potato's eye. Is that what they call it when it goes to seed? If you can ask the local highway department, you could ask them if they come across any roofing or old barns that need to come down. You could maybe get them to drop it off at the trailhead. I guess that could be an option. I don't think, anybody would drive out here and deliver metal for me. But yeah. Family plan, Jim Emerson, are you around Donner Lake? Okay, that's not for me. Kevin, that was an interesting explanation. Family plan, Arena, Truckee Meadows, family plan, Jim Emerson. Okay, so you guys are chatting to yourselves while I rant over here. I got you. The rangers outside whining again, guys. We're probably going to have to do the deed. Hey, great. Muddy paws. But I know now. I put a little bed sheet down. You know, the dog bed sheet down when we stream. He's figured it out. I figured it out. So yeah, I see we still have a bunch of viewers on here, guys. You know, well, for this stream, a fair amount of concurrent viewers. So we'll keep chatting a little bit longer until I start seeing things drop off. Has anybody got any questions or anything you want to talk about? As you know, I need you guys to keep me going. If you had told me that at some point I'd be streaming in my life online, I would have laughed at you, but here I am. Weird how life works out sometimes. Yeah. The chat works out in the perfect little spot for me, right there where the black curtain is. This has worked out well. As you can see, I only have the best wallpaper inside, guys. You can see this is actually shipped this in from France. It's a very rare hardwood, and it's found in, who am I kidding? I don't think France has many forests anymore. I was looking at a geographic overview of Europe and large forest masses, and boy, that's one continent over the centuries that has been picked of all forests, especially England. I think Romania, and there's some areas in Eastern Europe that still have some fairly large old forests that haven't been deforested yet. We're lucky here in the States. We have so many, tens of thousands of miles of open space. We're still able to maintain large chunks of forestry, but I can tell you Europe's pretty bare of large chunks of forest. And by Europe, I'm really talking about the Western Europe. Not much forestry. Okay. Tomahawk, my grandparents lived in Oregon and we traveled to all lower 48 states by the time I was 12. I think travel for kids as a young child, if you're fortunate enough to grow up traveling and seeing different landscapes and meeting lots of different people, it's definitely an advantage moving into adulthood and the rest of your life, having a good grasp of reality. Travel can do that for you. That's awesome, Tomahawk. I was at the Snake River the day Evel Knievel tried to jump the river too. Really, I think I've seen footage. I've seen a lot of footage of Evel Knievel back in the day, and over the years I've seen various bits. I think I may have seen that Snake River jump. Wild times, or Evel Knievel. Yeah. Of course, nowadays. I think there's some new guys, stunt guys that have tried various things over the years, but he is definitely an original. course, nowadays, guys, they just CGI that stuff. You don't have to do it for real. I mean, just use AI and some CGI to make something fake looks exciting. Nobody cares about these real feats of manliness anymore. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but they just don't feature like they do. The attention span of folks nowadays is 10 seconds. I mean, the ideal long format YouTube video is no longer than 9 minutes. If possible, like 4 or 5 minutes is the golden time. People drop off real quick when you start doing long stuff like I do. The attention spans just aren't there anymore. There's something new to scroll down to or focus on, and then onto the next thing. Great feats like that, just don't see a lot of that stuff anymore. On-screen chat froze about 20 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, I did see that that my signal dropped off. I did get an alert from Google, but I noticed that it came up fairly quick. That was 20 minutes ago. Family Plan, you must be really living in the past here, or I'm having issues with chat. Mr. Gasgas, could you use a chainsaw mill to make siding for your cabin? I could, Mr. Gasgas, and I have considered that. It would be a lot of chainsawing, a lot of gas. I don't want to sound like I'm making a lot of excuses, but everything I think on and think about is what's the cost. Also, with when you start using a chainsaw for sustained amounts of time like that, it's not just gas, but there's a chain replacement or chain sawing. Also, I'd have to get the lumber, and more than likely, because I don't have any vehicles or methods of getting the lumber up here, I'd have to mill it in place wherever I found the lumber. So it'll be a lot of moving around the woods, a lot of tracking down lumber that would be legal for me to use. I don't have anything in my immediate vicinity that would be worthwhile milling. Also, I'd have to mill it fairly. There would be thick. It would be thick siding. But it's possible, Mr. Gas, and I have considered it. It's. I think the big factors for me is, number one, finding the right lumber. 2 is milling it in place and then hauling it up here. All of that requires gas, not just the chainsaw, but I'd need a working pickup truck. A lot of energy and time. It would be multiple months for me to get all of that together. But it is possible if I could find something nearby, a pile of lumber that's large enough. Also, it would have to be worthwhile, 12, 15-inch diameter stuff minimum for me to even think about milling it into some kind of siding. There is a mill in the place that builds log cabins where I used to build, that has piles of the edges. When they cut logs to use in log home building, they trim edges of the log off, and sometimes if you go through those piles, you can find something that'll give you a nice rustic siding, and that would be something I could do. But again, there'd be a little bit of a cost to that, and I'd have to figure out transporting that lumber here from the mill or the place that builds the log homes. You can get it fairly cheap. They sell it, piles of it, but you need to come and pick it up, load it up, and haul it off. And that would be great. I'd have to go through it, and I could do some really nice rustic, uneven siding. But it would just be a big undertaking for me, fuel-wise, vehicle-wise, and such. But great idea, yes. I've thought about it. It's an option I always have one eye towards. have you been able to use the snowmobile this year? Jim, I did. Not as much as I would have liked to. I was absolutely psyched to use the snowmobile. Was looking forward to it, and I got a lot of use out of it. I'm not going to say recreational use. I fired it up primarily to get down the mountain, haul groceries up, haul gasoline up. So I used it as a work tool, like everything I have up here. And I'd hope to do a little more sort of recreational use with the snowmobile and get some camping trips out and, get some distance between me and the cabin, some overnighters with the snowmobile. Unfortunately, didn't get to do much of that or any really, because one of the shocks on the snowmobile also went out on me, and I ended up with the snowmobile being lopsided, and it would bottom out just when the terrain got a little iffy. I would be bottoming out on the one side, which didn't feel good, and I was concerned with it causing maybe a larger problem to the structure, the wishbones and welding up front. I didn't want it to stress it and cause a further issue with having a welding issue or a weld go out on that front wishbone frame around the shock. So I was a little cautious after blowing out the shock. And when I say the shock blew out, I mean I was just on flat snow and it just blew out of me. I wasn't being aggressive or anything. I think it was just old and was going to happen. So after that, I was using the snowmobile like a super old guy, just very carefully hauling my goods up. And then, of course, the snow melt happened and a thaw and a rain. And so unfortunately, didn't use it like I wanted to. That's going to be another thing I need to take care of this season while I can is I need to find a replacement. And one of the guys in chat, I think, I'm not sure if it was Tomahawk or someone, did find a spare shock for me. I couldn't purchase it at the time, but I'm going to have to replace that this year while I can, spring and summer, when I get some cash flow, get that replaced before winter hits again. I know, crazy. I'm already thinking about firewood for next year and what I need to cut down. That's another thing, Mr. Gas. I got to figure out, firewood too becomes something I start thinking about getting into the woods and hauling firewood, and not having a vehicle or pickup truck for firewood hauling is going to be a problem. I mean, I have some stuff around me that I could use, but the real good stuff requires a pickup truck load further up the mountain. Okay, what did I miss? Where are we? Yeah, Tomahawk, the Snake River, really, I've done a few trips out there over the years, and it's a very interesting area to kind of explore. There's a lot of little towns out in northern Idaho, not the far reaches of northern Idaho, somewhere between mid-Idaho and northern Idaho. There's some really interesting areas, small towns along the Snake River, little mountain towns to visit. I really do like Idaho a lot, particularly from Boise north. I can't really speak much of southern Idaho. I have been down into southern Idaho on a few log cabin builds we did out there. Southern Idaho is a lot of Mormons out there. Southern Idaho into Utah, man, I had no idea there's so many Mormons in southern Idaho. A lot of them out there. It's actually one of the first times I tried a Mormon church, just out of pure curiosity. It was interesting. Family plan. Okay, gas. Chris James, we have the pleasure of massive amounts of public land as well. Not sure about Europe. Yeah, I don't know. Laws can vary so much across Europe as to what's public and what's not. I think it's my personal opinion that Western Europe is in a very bad state across the board in many ways right now. the EU bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats running the show are have run Western Europe into the ground, and everything from population issues to free speech issues. It's really sad, but it all comes around eventually. Empires rise and empires fall, gents. Tomahawk 1775 gas was only 49 cents back then when we traveled. That Tomahawk, I can only imagine. I think the first time I got to the States in my early 20s, I remember. I mean, I don't think I ever even looked at the cost of fuel when I fueled up. It was drawing a blank now, but it was cheap. So cheap that I never bothered about buying gas. I just put it in and never even thought about what I was spending in gas. I'm not sure. Price is coming down now. It's been a few weeks. Has there been any change in prices? I'm out of the egg loop too, though. Every now and again, I catch something going on about eggs. I think I may have saw something yesterday, and I didn't follow up on it because at that point I was just so sick and tired of seeing what I was seeing. I had to say, get off the internet. Stop scrolling the social media. It was just negative after negative after negative after negative. But I did see something about the States looking to the UK or Europe for eggs, poultry, chicken eggs. Is that actually going on? Is there something weird happening with chicken eggs still? Mr. Gas in South Carolina under $2.50 a gallon. Okay, nice. Kevin, are there any cedars up there? Kevin, there are. We at the bottom of the valley. There's some great cedars. I have some cedar fence poles. When it comes to fence poles, cedar is some of the best wood we have up here. Now, we don't have, unfortunately, a lot of the hardwoods that a lot of guys down in the south have. We don't have a lot of oak and things like that. So cedar is a great one up here, especially for things like anything that's touching the ground or going into the ground. Cedar is great. Also, I know a lot of you guys know this, but one of the tricks out here is to burn the part of the pole that you're putting in the ground is to, lay that in a fire, make a fire, lay that part that's going to be in the ground in the fire, get a good burn on it. You don't want to burn it through, but get some burn on the exterior of the log, and then put that end in the ground, and that'll help it from rotting. Okay. So yeah, we got cedars, Kevin. We got some beautiful cedars down at the bottom of this valley. I love cedars. I'm a fan of cedars. They smell great. They feel great. They look great. Cedars and western larch or tamarack. I really like tamarack. Tamarack or / western larch are the ones that turn the yellowy orange here in this part of the country. It's just a beautiful coloring up on the mountains to see the patches of the yellow and orange, and those are our tamarack. So tamarack also great firewood. Where are we? Family plan. Metal panels are much lighter per square foot. Metal panels are much lighter per square foot. Oh, yeah, well, definitely. Are you thinking from the angle of having to carry and haul panels up? I mean, I've looked at this like fake hardy siding that looks like wooden panels that you can paint. I'm not a fan of that stuff, guys. Sorry if you have it on your homes, but the hardy panels and the hardy siding, I just think it looks horrible. The plastic fake panels as well. You see a lot of it on, I'm not sure what it's called. A lot of the mobile homes up in this part of the world have that plastic siding on it, plastic lap straight. It looks horrible. I know some of you are probably saying now, OSB board doesn't look that beautiful either, but those hardy panels, I can't imagine me hauling hardy panels up here on the little quad or on my shoulder. So metal panels are a little more manageable for me to haul. What wood do you burn? Oak or something different? Want wood? Do you burn oak or something different? Not sure, Mr. Gas. Are you asking me what wood I burn? Up here, mostly some kind of fir, Doug fir, and Western Larch tamarack. But most of what I'm burning is Douglas fir. Pine is my least favorite, but if it's what downed and if it's in good condition, I'll take it. Mr. Redford, St. Mary, Idaho, with southwest of Coeur d'Alene was nice. Looked at land there. Spell checked caps. No worries, Mr. Ariford. I actually know some folks in St. Mary, and I've been through St. Mary, Idaho many times. Actually, even south of St. Mary's, there is a handful of small towns that are absolutely amazing, guys. If you're ever up for a drive or able to visit the area of St. Mary's and even south of it, there's this mountain range which tapers and gets smaller the further south you drive, but there's wonderful groups of little towns, 200-300 people, 600 people, populations, just old school American towns. Still there are a handful of them that don't have the franchised McDonald's. There's several out there that you're not going to find a Subway or a McDonald's or a Walmart. And those are the type of towns I absolutely love. And they're becoming harder and harder to find in America. I love the type of people that live there. Just salt of the earth, good people. It's kind of the America that I fell in love with, many years ago. I love towns like that, and there's a bunch of them in the south. Well, St. Mary's included. St. Mary's can kind of get busy. It gets a lot of overflow from Coeur d'Alene and the weekend warriors. But it's still a great town. Don't get me wrong. But just south of there's some fantastic discoveries. Tomahawk 315 gas here today, right? You're up north, right? East Coast up north. Sorry, Tomahawk, I should know that by now, but Mr. Gas, John Doe, please stay safe over there. Gotcha, Jim. Not sure what's going on out in the world. My chickens are doing the work, though. Yeah, I know, Jim. Isn't it great? No, it's the simple things, guys. There was a time in my life where I was, focused on, going to the most expensive, most exclusive restaurant in some city somewhere. That was the joy, and of course, even before that, the days of going to the biggest and brightest nightclub. Very shallow pursuits. Those were joys, and of course, nowadays, one of the biggest joys I have on a daily basis is peeking into the chicken coop and the nest boxes. It's just an absolute joy and excitement for me. True story. John Doe, I would love chickens. You almost need a pack meal. No, I don't want a pack meal, John Doe, because I'd have to feed it. Like I said earlier on, just feeding my chickens and my dog has been a good challenge through winter, sir. I don't know if feeding a packed meal would be an added challenge. I drove through Idaho, stopped for breaks along the road, and twice I had people stop in to ask if I needed help. Yeah, John Doe, it's a great northern Idaho, mid to northern Idaho, just fantastic people, good place to be. These places, unfortunately, some of these places are all starting to suffer from this creep from cities, folks from other states, purchasing what they consider cheap property and coming in and buying property and buying businesses. They weren't born in the States, and they have a whole quite often they have a different set of ethics and expectations, and they bring that to these small towns. And sadly, a lot of these people tend to get involved in, the town council, and small town politics. They very quickly get involved and start stirring things up, and I see that at times in these small towns, and there's a little bit of that taking place in some of the more beautiful towns. Everybody wants to be where it's beautiful. They're sick and tired of where they came from, and then in no time they bring that same nonsense to the places that they move. I'll keep quiet now before I go on to a rant that upsets somebody. Anyways, that's just been my observation up here, guys. I think my chat might have stopped on the screen. You guys noticed that as the chat paused on the stream screen? Fortunately, I'm not reading that. I would think that the chat stopped, but there's more here. Interesting. Okay. John Doe, so apparently you aren't allowed to have chickens where you're at, or are you in a studio apartment downtown Seattle, or God forbid. John Doe, that simply would never happen here, Mr. Redwood. Never had fry sauce till I went to St. Mary's in 2011. Fry sauce. Have I had fry? I think I had fry sauce. It was basically mayonnaise with some sort of might have been sriracha, and it was delicious, by the way. I'm a bit of a mayonnaise aficionado. I like real mayonnaise. And when I say real mayonnaise, guys, I'm not talking about the stuff in the squeeze bottle that's labeled real mayonnaise. That's just a brand, okay? It's not real mayonnaise. So I like real mayonnaise. And yeah, whoa, where did I go off there? So mayonnaise and sriracha as a fry sauce is quite delicious, guys. It's been a while. I'm getting hungry now. The 5 boiled eggs that I threw down my gullet before the stream very quickly wearing off now that we're talking about food again. Actually, the boiled eggs was the only meal I had today, so I know I'm going to be hungry once we end with the stream. I paused a long time ago. Okay, good. I've been looking at the right screen then, Chris. Thank you. Probably why I'm getting confused with the chat here. At least I have something live coming into the software that I'm watching. Hey, Mr. Gas, good night. You have trees to drop tomorrow? Well, be safe out there. And thanks for swinging by, Mr. Gas. I appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. Cheers. Yondo, sounds like them folks need tarred, feathered, and ran out of town. If only we could resort back to certain methods of law enforcement, folks. I think it would do society a whole lot of good. Chris James, it paused a long time ago. Gotcha. Man, I am flip-flopping all over you. I need to find a better way to read chat here. With larger text. I just can't do that right now. Apartments. You in an apartment, sir? Well, John Doe, if it's any there was a time where I did my time in apartments. Remember the days back having an apartment in between working. Whenever I'd get back to the States, I would be in some apartment somewhere. There's always different ones, and possibilities are there, sir. You just need to sometimes think outside the box and be prepared for maybe some short-term discomfort to, get to that freedom. Ranton, I love knowing there are more people like me. Yeah, Kevin, there's a lot of people like us. Sometimes you just need to find them. Damn Yankees, lol, moving here by the droves. Gotcha. That's true. Tomahawk, good night, Mr. Gas. Family plan. Fry sauce from Zips in North Idaho. I'm not sure if I've been to a Zips. There's Zips in Bonner's Ferry. I think I've driven by. Never stopped there. I'm thinking about another one up in northern Idaho. I think they may have one in Sandpoint as well. It's not a Zips, it's some other mom and pop. I think they have 4 or 5, might be Zips. They have 4 or 5 places. They do ice creams. In spring or summer, I think they do the huckleberry ice creams as well. That's my favorite. Oh, guys, huckleberry season. I've got to... So, the end of huckleberry season last year, I found the mother lode about 6 miles up this mountain. I literally found the mother lode, guys, but it was at the end of season. And as far as I could see, was just huckleberries. Of course, by the time I found them, they had already started to go to seed and were starting to dry out and shrivel up. But I know where they are, guys. So this year, it's going to be a huckleberry fest. There's nothing like finding huckleberries and getting some good quality vanilla ice cream and blending those two things together. I think Zips is the one that you get a good hamburger and your fry sauce and a huckleberry milkshake at the right time of the year. Yeah, family plan. We're talking about food now. Do we have to go there? Getting hungry now. Jason Allen, what you say, buddy? Old pal. Hope you and Ranger are well, brother. Jason Allen, welcome, man. You just pop in, or did I miss something earlier from you? Thanks for swinging by. Yeah, you may have missed the video today. It was a real humdinger. I spent about 10 minutes of the video, doing a very soft rant while I was sick and not feeling well. So you can always go back and watch it. Thanks for swinging by, sir. Duke's Mayo. Not familiar with that one. I think I may have seen a Duke's barbecue sauce or something at some point, but not familiar with the mayo. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm not sure if real mayonnaise is something that can be found in the United States. Maybe there is, guys. Not from the grocery store, not that I've seen. Okay, we are hiking into Huckleberry Heights. Yeah, family plan. I've got the huckleberry action here. I can tell you that. Jim, when is huckleberry season? Oh, you got me on that one. I don't know when do they start to appear? End of spring? End of spring? I just go by feelings, guys. When I see them, I know it's the season. I think I got that right. Mid-spring, or is it summer, guys? Put me on the spot there, Jim. Tomahawk, good night, OGW and everybody. Busy day tomorrow, going to concert. And it's St. Patrick's Day celebration as well. Nice, Tomahawk. You stay safe out there. If you're hanging out in the big crowds, keep them peeled, as you know, sir. And you have a good one, sir. Thank you. Thanks for swinging by, man. I appreciate it, Tomahawk. Mr. Artieford, blackberry ice cream. I don't have I had blackberry ice cream? I don't think I have. Jason Allen, I just got here, buddy. Gonna watch the whole video after. How's your weather there? Well, Jason, it's been all over the show, sir. We've had everything from coming out of winter. We've had everything from the snow to big thaws where everything melted and got muddy. Then we had rain and then a freeze, and then more rain and then a freeze, and then temperatures jumped up, and then more snow. It's been all over the place, Jason. To make a long story short, we've had everything in the last month or last 2-3 weeks. It's been all over the show. Right now it's 34 degrees outside. Last night it was in the late 20s. So all over the show, sir. Whispering Vines Studio, July, August is Huckleberry season here. Okay. Thank you, Whispering Vines. At least somebody's paying attention here and knows what they're talking about. That sounds about right for here as well. Yep. Yeah, take it easy, Tomahawk. Anyways, guys, and girls, remember that there are 1 or 2 ladies, unless there's a few lurkers in the background. There are 1 or 2 ladies that get involved in chat here, which is nice. Sometimes we've got to offset the testosterone, guys. Testosterone, you know. I think the interior of my cabin and maybe the garden could do with a little bit of be careful what I say here. Could do with a feminine touch. Yeah. I gotta let Ranger out here, guys. Hang on. Okay. Looking at the wrong chat again. Yep. Pay attention. If I could let's I'm gonna try and reset chat here. Bear with me for a second, guys. I'm gonna see if I can perhaps do something about this. Give me a sec, guys. Where is it? Too many windows. Too many windows. Just want one. What's that? So while I'm trying to figure out how technology works, guys, feel free to drop any questions or any comments in the chats while I try to figure out how to renew it. Copy. It's live over there. It's just not live on OSB. Not live on my end. There, reset here. Nope. Deathly fearful if I fiddle with some setting here, I might bring down the stream. And it's only chat. It's not like gone now. I think they call this radio silence or dead air. Something anybody doing radio or podcast should avoid is dead air. Apparently, it's very bad for any listeners tuning in to hear nothing. Of course, clearly I'm not the most professional. I'll be back soon. Oh, okay, well, looks like we quasi back. I've got a, I now have a third place to read. That's legitimate. Okay, what are you talking about, OGW? Exposed OSB is all. Exposed OSB is all the rage. Exposed OSB. Exposed. I'm not sure what you mean there. OSB is a free software, which is the only reason why I use it, and it is pretty good. I guess a lot of people use it, but clearly I need to fine tune the whole thing because I literally have 3 areas of text to watch here, and we'll get it dialed in. It'll take another 10 years, guys. Everything's fine, I promise. Okay, where are we? Go away. Not too shabby for a guy in a cabin in the woods with his dog and chickens. That's true. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, not bad for a guy who runs on a shoestring budget, from generator gas fill up to generator gas fill up. the joys of having internet, guys. Anyways, Kevin, enjoyed the live stream tonight. Thanks. Well, thank you, Kevin, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're always popping in. You've been solid every time we've been streaming lately. Thank you. Many streamers complain about OBS requiring a reset every week or so. Oh no. Please tell me I don't have to reset this. It's taking me a while to get all the settings to where they are now. I need to look into if there's a way to back up settings, because if I lose all these settings, and it might be a real challenge to get them all up and running again. Apparently I have an audio issue which I need to look into. Mr. Ardiford, I'm QPro. I can turn on my laptop. Turning on your laptop, that's about it. Yeah, well, I'm pretty much the same, guys. Well, there was a time where I used to be a bit of a computer nerd. I did have an interest in I actually went to school, believe it or not, for web development. So I find getting back into coding and looking at that technology, I find it quite stimulating for my head. It's great and dandy, and I get a lot of fulfillment out of chopping wood and being a Neanderthal out in the woods. But there's a certain part of my brain that likes a little bit of technical stretching, shall we call it. And on that note, I gotta let Ranger back in. And he's back. Are we gonna get settled now, bud? Did he lay down? That's always nice. Okay. High tech boomer. Hey guys, just by the way, Jim, I'm actually not a boomer. I'm a Generation X, Gen Xer. It was my generation that, well, towards the end of the Gen X generation, the kids started putting helmets on when they, rode their BMXs or built ramps and attempted to, ramp their bikes over homemade ramps. When I was doing it, there were no helmets. Towards the end of my generation, the kids started wearing helmets. So that's all I'm going to say in that. But, I'm after the boomers. Don't let the beard fool you, Jim. I use it as a way to stay warm in winter. It also makes a fine soup catcher. The OSB reference was regards to needing a woman's touch around the cabin. Ah, okay, I got you. Ay. Why is this, hang on, have I just stopped another chat? That's so weird, guys. The chat that was working has now stopped working. and the chat that wasn't working is now working. So now I've got to switch my eyes to a different chat. So confusing. What is going on? Jason D, Gen X is the best. Well, you know, be careful. Clearly, you know, this channel, this specific stream is probably not the best to go too in depth. As much as I'd like to go in depth in this Jason D, there were some problems that started to crop up in Gen X, just as there were problems that cropped up in the boomer generation before. There's pros and cons, but let's just say that some issues did start to develop and seed during the Gen X, but you know, don't ask me to explain anything on this stream. This is why, guys, I would like to develop a stream on my channel on the offgridwarrior.com, where we can have guys who want to be a little more in-depth about some of these topics. We can move away from YouTube and these other public platforms to just discuss the juicier, more interesting things, guys. But right, you know, I know you guys are pretty smart. You know what I'm laying down. Jim Emerson, Gen X here, 62. Jim Emerson, almost old guy. Kevin, Gen X 57. Jim, I'm 3 years behind you. I didn't use a helmet either. Good for you, Jim. Good man. Good man. Chris James, a different platform would be great. Yeah. Well, Chris, I'm working on it, guys. Offgridwarrior.com. You know, I'm working as well, not as we speak now, but I'm trying to put together a viable way to stream on a private page, streaming page, live chat page, just for the guys who are invited. I will invite from the stream, and have you guys, you know, meet there, and we'll video chat there. So it's actually work in progress right now, guys. And I'm going to need some testers. So if anybody's willing to be a tester when I get that up and running, if you go to Off Grid Warrior now, or maybe after the chat or during the chat, you can go to, let's just see if it's still up. I may have taken it down, guys, just temporarily while I'm working on it. Hang on here. Yeah, depending on what state the page is in, sometimes I deactivate it or take it down or hide it temporarily while the code is a mess and not working. Okay, guys, so if anybody's interested right now, you can, or whenever this may be up and it may go down, you can go to offgridwarrior.com/chat. I'll put that link in here. And this is something I'm working on, guys. Where are we? Back to OSB. No, not you. This is something I'm working on. And eventually I'd like to have, like I say, a live stream here with chat, and it'll be behind a password protected page. Perhaps we'll do these shorter streams here, and then we'll switch over to that chat later where we can continue the discussion. Off grid and out of bounds, where Gen X's can speak freely. and based boomers and based Xers. Be careful what keywords we use in chat here, guys. They're watching. So if you want, guys, if you're interested, just to be clear, the link I just pasted there, offgridwarrior.com/chat, that link may be up and down, may be available, may not be at times in the next week or so while I try and code and get this running. But if you're interested in maybe helping me test the chat, you can go there now and well, you actually have to register. If you register to use that chat, I'll if you're up for it, I'll just tell you if you register tonight, I'll know that you're interested in perhaps helping me test, and I'll send you an email when I need some help testing with the email you sign up with or register with tonight. It's kind of complicated, guys. I didn't plan on doing that, but or talking about it. But if you're interested, register on my chat, and then I'll contact you, letting you know. See, YouTube just dropped out. That's interesting. Well, guys, I don't know if we're live or we dropped out. I just got a message from YouTube saying that there's an error. Isn't that strange, guys? I start talking about chat and alternative channels, and the stream drops out. How weird. If anybody's in chat right now, let me know. Have we dropped out? Guys, are we back? Looks like we may be back. Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay, we're back. All good now? Okay, guys. I'm telling you. I won't share too much, but there's I do share these links when I'm going live. There's a couple sites that I share the link when I'm going live, and I've noticed, without going into too much detail, guys, I've noticed that ever since I have traffic using that link from a specific site, the people coming from a specific site to YouTube, and I've done this even before on some of my older but newer videos. I think YouTube has kind of, I'm not 100% sure about this, guys, but since I've had a certain amount of traffic come from a certain site, YouTube's algorithm, I think, has pushed finding me down. So I won't get into too much detail, but I could be on a naughty boy list as far as YouTube's concerned. So not that we're doing anything illicit here or illegal, but it's just certain terms and certain sites and places YouTube doesn't like traffic from. So anyways, it was odd that things dropped out right there. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. All good now. Whispering Vines Studio, you paused for a bit but back now. All right, well, that's good. Family Plan, it would be a real shame if something happened to your stream. Godfather music starts playing in the background. Yeah. Folks, there's just so much going on nowadays with data being mined and monitored, and you got to toe the line. If you want to float to the top, as far as social media and algorithms go, you have to toe the line in order to rise to the top. If you're not rising to the top. So not that that's anything I aspire to or even plan on doing, but I'm just saying, guys, there's so much coordination and taking place now, and algorithm manipulation and pushing certain topics to the forefront of social media and other topics being pushed down. Is what it is. That's not me complaining about it. That's just me stating a fact. Whispering Vine Studio. Yes, hopefully no dead horse in the bed. Family plan. Did I miss something there? Yeah. Well, anyways, guys. I think we've been going for quite a while now, and perhaps we should start winding down. I did have somebody reach out to me and let me know that the streams are too long. I have a sense that if the stream's too long for you, you could always, say goodnight and we'll see you next time. Oh, as in The Godfather, they had a horse head in the bed. I vaguely recall that, Whispering Vines. Been a while since I watched The Godfather. But I do have a vague recollection of that. One of the classics, no doubt. Kevin, you don't agree streams are fine. Well, one thing, Kevin, I appreciate everybody who comes to the streams, but one thing I've learned over the years, being somewhat public or doing this whole video thing, is that you cannot keep everybody happy, and if you start trying to keep everybody happy, somebody else is going to be unhappy. It's just impossible. So I've got to keep doing what I'm doing, and if it's failing, I'll look at it and see if there's something I can rectify. But there's just no ways I can ever keep everybody happy. That is a task. My shoulders aren't broad enough. Good night, guys and gals. Thanks for another great live stream. Thanks for sharing Off Grid Warrior. Jim, thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. And man, both you and Chris are on month 2 here. And our members, I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to be putting out something here for just members. I apologize coming through winter here. I don't have any good excuses, but I'm going to push some stuff out for members. It's been a few weeks, guys. If anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, if you want to support me in another way other than this link I'm just putting in chat, hint hint, I do have some memberships for the channel that you can sign up for. I think from $2.99 a month, it'll just be a way to support me. I have 3 different options, and you can look into membership on the channel. Just look in the description to this live stream. There's a link to membership, and you can help me out that way if you that way inclined. PayPal just works for me. If you support me through membership, not like I have hundreds of members. I think I have 4 or 5. I have to wait a month for any income from membership, but PayPal is something I can get immediately. I do need to get some some gas for the generator, guys. This will be the last bit of fuel that I have tonight. After tonight, I'm out of fuel. So if anybody's up for helping out using that PayPal link, that'll allow me to get some fuel. I've got a trip into town today. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get a ride into town, and I'm really hoping to get some gasoline, guys. So if anybody can help, I'd appreciate it. Okay, where were we? Chris James, not that it's going too long, Off Grid Warrior, but I need some sleep. Early day tomorrow. Take care. Hey, Chris, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Mr. Ardiford, see ya, bud. Registered on OGW anytime. Thank you, Mr. Artiford. Just know if you're registered, guys, and your emails are there and you're new, I may reach out to you or send you an email when I'm going live so you guys can test. You're going to be my little testers, so to speak. That's what you signed up for tonight. Jason D, good seeing you, Jim. Great support of the channel. Thanks, Jason D. I like seeing the interaction from you, between you guys too. That's nice, guys. Kevin, I went to your chat at the link, sent you a message. Their name is Lone Wolf. Gotcha, Kevin. Thank you. Jim Emerson, always enjoy the streams, never too long. Thank you, Jim. Chris James, I hope it helps a little. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, man, your membership helps. I need to develop that more out here, and really, guys, as the weather changes, more projects, more stuff going on. It was just a little damper there through winter. I wanted to get more done in winter and do more, but there were just some challenges there, guys, that, and I'll be honest, I was struggling just a little mentally there towards the end of winter. Just getting through the no vehicles and the whole financial thing. But anyways, thank you, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jim registered as well. Thanks, Jim. Good stuff. Okay, well, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. We've been going here, and I am, despite the 5 eggs I shoveled down, boiled eggs I shoveled down my gullet, I'm kind of hungry again. And so we're going to think about dinner here. The Ranger ate some food. That's always good when he's eating. And yeah, we're going to make some dinner here. Fairly warm in the cabin right now. It's 69 degrees. I had a fire going, the wood stove going a little bit earlier, and that's warmed the place up nice. But I think we're going to settle down for the evening. I'm going to cook, and then I'm going to do some work on the website and work on this whole chat live streaming there. So there we go. Jason D sent you a couple gallons of gas via PayPal, brother. Jason, I don't have any notifications or anything now. I'll check after the stream. I appreciate it, guys. Any of you that can help, and a lot of you have helped throughout winter. So thank you, guys. Okay, hey, Whispering Vines, thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it. It's always nice to see your name in chat, amongst all these dudes. Thank you. Hey, Family Plan, thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys too. You know that go live anytime and let us know great lives. Okay, guys, on that note, Ranger and I are going to punch out, and you have a good week ahead. Hopefully it's good for everybody, fruitful. Hopefully it's safe, and you get everything done that you need to get done, guys. Okay, Kevin, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. And we'll shoot for the same thing next weekend, guys. It may be a Saturday, it may be a Sunday. I know I need to get consistent with it, but more than likely Sunday, but could be a Saturday. It's weather dependent too, and how much footage I have. I'm pretty sure you guys don't only listen to me for 10, 11 minutes drone on about magazines in grocery stores and nonsense like that. So we need good footage for you guys, but we'll have more as the weather clears up and projects start to happen. Okay, guys, we're out. I'll say it again, last time for sure. Cheers.